back at Starbucks, so share the season with a peppermint mocha. Starbucks Signature Espresso, velvety mocha, and cool peppermint notes, topped with whipped cream and dark chocolate curls. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
O'Reilly. Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today. O'Reilly
Auto Parts. It's the season to come together over your holiday favorites at Starbucks. Warm up with a creamy caramel brulee latte. Get festive with an iced gingerbread chai, or share a velvety peppermint mocha. Together is the best place to be at Starbucks.
From the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center, don't worry about me, I called ART.
Traffic.
This morning, the traffic conditions are looking good. We do have some slowdowns around K15 and MacArthur right now in the Spirit Aerosystems area, and right there at MacArthur and Oliver as well. Traffic update from 98.7 and 1330 KNSS in the Accident Recovery Team Traffic Center. I'm Jed Chambers.
Weather.
It's another cold morning across the area with patchy fog, otherwise becoming partly cloudy and milder today. High 48, southwest breeze 5 to 15. A few clouds and 27 tonight. Saturday, mostly sunny to partly cloudy and even warmer, high 51. Cold front, though, moves through on Saturday night. It's mostly cloudy, breezy, and colder Sunday with a high of 38. That's your forecast from Storm Team 12. I'm meteorologist Jake Dunn.
Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH Wichita, KNSS HD2 Clearwater, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Hey Wichita, it's Jacob Alfront. Stay right there for the latest breaking in sports talk. It's Sports Daily coming up next, exclusively on 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Jim Rome here with your Rome Report. Here I sit in Southern California, absolutely stunned at the unmitigated disaster that is Penn State football. I can only imagine what must be going on inside that facility as they all try to tell themselves the sky isn't falling, and they haven't set their program back years by firing James Franklin and failing to convince anybody to replace him, and the fact that they're having the worst recruiting effort of any program that actually matters in the history of the world. And Nittany Lion fan, you can go ahead and tell yourself you'll get your coach. You have a ton of dough, and then you'll hammer the portal. Just don't bring that nonsense around here. You have become a stalking horse for every other legitimate coach in the nation to jam their current program for more money for themselves. No blue chip has ever navigated the new landscape of this sport any worse than Penn State is right now. And clearly, nobody is coming to save you because nobody wants that job. I'm Jim Rome.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives. On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH, this is Sports Daily.
Well, hey, welcome in, everybody. Happy Friday to you on Sports Daily. The news keeps dropping. K-State does, in fact, name its next head football coach one day after announcing the retirement of his predecessor. We'll get into all of it today. Jacob Albrecht here alongside TJ Cleveland, Max Power producing. We're rocking and rolling with you here on KFH 97.5. If you want to get in touch with us that way, call us 869-1240. We're rocking with you on X, on YouTube, on 12 News Connected. If you want to get in touch with us in those ways, leave us your video comments. We can get to those there. You can reach out directly to us on social media. And if you're listening to us on the Odyssey app, you can leave us a voice message. Click that little microphone right there on the app, and you can get in touch with us that way. A lot of opinions, a lot of reaction out there to the news out of Manhattan. It's also a Friday, which means we've got to get you ready for a sports weekend. College basketball, football, college and NFL. We'll have the full cast in to talk about it all and to make some picks. And we get a little insight as there are more official announcements made with the Wichita Open, changing tours. Dusty Buell, who is the director of that tournament, is going to stop by a little bit later to get us the latest. What can we expect there? It's all What's on Tap, brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company, now pouring the brand new seasonal Bach Lager. Bach, yeah, a cold beer that'll give you a warm feeling. Bach Lager available at all three WBC brew pubs near Central and Woodlawn West at 13th and Tyler and historic Delano and Handley. Wichita Brewing Company, pizza and beer made here. TJ, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. We have a lot to talk about. I want to pose this question first before we dig really into the specifics and all the reaction to the Klein hire. Going back the last 48 hours, just in culminating everything that we've seen since about 8:30 on a Wednesday morning, when was the last time that you remember around the state of Kansas a story this big?
Oh, gosh. I mean, coaching changes are always big.
Yeah,
Bill
but when's
Snyder
the last
retiring.
time that's the last. I mean, like, when's the last time that's a big of a deal? I mean, it's a big deal because Kleiman retires at 58 and they hire their former Heisman contender quarterback. Like,
yeah, it's as compelling as any story. I mean, Wichita State's basketball coach caught up in a scandal and then replaced suddenly. Like, there have been a lot of big ones. This is a big one. This is as big. Like, this hits you right at the top of like the bigger things that we'll cover. This is it. Outside of like, outcomes of games and Super Bowls and things like that. Yeah, it is, because it's a bold move for the university. We've laid out, and you guys laid out yesterday, all the different reasons why this happened. And now they were able to go get a guy they probably wouldn't have been able to get. I heard you guys a little bit, and you said that I think you said that I didn't think Colin Klein was going to get a head coaching job this year. No, I didn't think he was going to get an SEC head coaching job this year. But I think the window on him is tiny. And they somehow fit into that window. If he goes to USF, as some reports have indicated, he was on his way, maybe there. Like, maybe you could get him back the year after. Okay. But what are the chances Chris Kleiman wasn't going to come back and go on his 8-game average win, and then you're not looking for a coach. So it's a very interesting sequence of events. And I am as excited as everybody about the thoughts of Colin Klein, because he did such a great job at everything as a player, as a coach, at everything at K-State. So I don't know, how you temper the excitement. I just am like, guys, like, what if he wins 20 games in his first 3 years like Chris Kleiman did? Is that going to be enough for fans?
No, that's the one thing that I brought up last night when I was talking to people about this, is the fact of, like, I said this to Jackson a lot yesterday. Fans need to it's exciting, but fans need to control the emotions a little bit, because a guy with an 8-win average just walked out that door, who is the second best head coach in Kansas State history. And you're bringing in a guy that's never coached a football game before. Like, if he wins 7 games this year, you have to leave the pitchfork at home. Like, you just have to.
Right. What if he opens his K-State career, TJ? 9 wins, 6 wins. Is that going to be enough? No Big 12 championships in that.
That has to be enough.
Because that's what we just saw the last 3 years of Chris Kleiman.
I think that has to be enough.
That wasn't enough.
But I think the better question is the fact of, what if he comes in and goes 5-7 this year?
Sure.
Is that enough? What happens?
He's got to learn how to be a head coach.
Will we be sitting here on Sports Daily on December 1st, 2026 saying, God, they need Kleiman back?
No, we won't. I don't think we've ever misunderstood the situation as some fans probably have. And I get it. And college fans, especially college football fans, are perhaps the most emotional of the fans out there. And I get it. And the most, and I say impatient, let's call it, because I understand why, because you invest so much in, especially if you're an alumni, you've invested so much into it over the course of your life that there is a personal feeling of mine is the best and better than everybody else's. I just heard Jim Rome report on Penn State, and I couldn't agree with him more. Everybody Penn State involved thinks they're the best program in the country. They'll be able to go get whoever they want, and they're going to be a good. Really? Are you sure about that? And that's every time we see these coaching changes of coaches that have been pretty good. That's always like, you sure about that? You sure that's what you want? Now, this one is interesting because they got literally the guy everybody thinks could be the guy forever. That's what makes this so fascinating, is because it's Klein, and that makes it easier for me to like absorb and not worry as much about the blow of like Chris Kleiman just walked out that door. 18 months ago, the entire fan base was terrified he was going to go to Iowa or Wisconsin or Nebraska. Like you were terrified. You were rallying the troops to get him paid so he could stay. And we were having, parades that he chose to stay. You can't go back and forth that much, especially with a young coach who's about to become a coach, head coach, for the first time ever. He may come out, TJ, and win 10 games next year. Sure. Totally possible. Mm-hmm. I honestly believe that. But he could also, as you said, come out and win 6. That going to be enough? Are we going to be able to?
You're not being in doomsdays me. What if they don't make a bowl game? That's where I want to put the baseline at. How insane will people go about that?
That's fine. I hope. I mean, look, everybody's going to be disappointed. I'll be disappointed. But that doesn't mean anything other than being disappointed. And now the investment is made in Colin Klein. There could not be a more golden boy for Kansas State. Let it sit, let it have the time it needs to become what it could become. That could happen in year 1. Shoot, that might happen in year 4. We don't know that yet. We've never seen it before. It's how do you set an expectation when there's nothing to go on here other than Klein is by all accounts an incredible recruiter and has been a really good offensive coordinator. Now both at K-State and at Texas A&M, which for K-State is really what you'd like to see, right? Yeah. A real investment into the offense. So I love it. I think it is as an exciting a day as you can have, with all due respect to Chris Kleiman. The excitement to me is nothing about Chris Kleiman. Chris Kleiman, you talk about Ring of Honors, you could put him up there. He has been awesome at K-State, but the golden boy is back. And that's also exciting. And I don't think anybody needs to feel bad about being excited about that. That was kind of going out there Thursday. Guys, it's fine to think Chris Kleiman did awesome and be really excited about Colin Klein too. It's totally fine. K-State clearly is. They're bringing out all the bells and whistles today. We'll talk about that. TJ's got special coverage coming later today. We'll get into it. All the details here. It's all coming for you on this Friday of Sports Daily. Don't go away.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
31001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Thanks to Crestview Country Club for being a great supporter of the program. Bourbon and Bites last night. I was able to sneak in, had some plans change. So I was able to sneak in there last night. Such a fantastic job they did. Are you a bourbon guy, TJ?
No, I'm not a man enough for that.
Okay. So they do Four Roses bourbon. We have a tasting. They bring in some amazing food from the executive chef there. Met a few people, met a few listeners of this show. So shout out to them. While we were sitting there having a cocktail, sampling it out, they told us all the stories about it. It was super fun. There's events like that all the time, especially this time of year. So, get in on the golf when it's that time of year, but get in on all this fun this time of year, even when it's cold. Give them a call. Tell them we sent you here from Sports Daily. Now's a great time to join. They have great deals on memberships now that you might not be able to find in the warm months. All right, TJ, we come back in. There's a lot to get to here in this segment because we get pretty busy the rest of the show. I guess Gene Taylor had the phone number after all. I guess he found it.
Did you see he tweeted that? He tweeted last night. Guess I found his phone number. Why did he say that?
It's well, you can say it. It was. I thought he gave enough of a grin where it was obvious he was kidding.
He didn't grin at all. Watch the video.
I did watch the video. I thought I saw a smirk. I feel like I saw a smirk. I watched the video like 19 times. Either way, yeah, you're just annoying at that point. And Gene Taylor's so good at this, and I think that he's awesome at what he does. Like one of the best. Genuinely, I mean that. But yeah, at that point, probably better to just say no comment on that right now, right? Yeah. Because it's being reported and that's probably why he felt like he could make a joke because everybody in the room knew. But he has it and he gets the deal done quickly. And again, of all the great things he's done, and there have been about 1 billion of them, he's been so good for Manhattan and so good at what he does. This could be right up there with any of them. This transition could be right up there with any of them. To lose a coach the caliber of Klein, who happens to be one of his best friends, and be able to transition into the guy that we all kind of didn't know if they'd get, not because he's not qualified, but because you just kind of wondered, like, is the timing going to be wrong about all this? And Taylor was able to navigate that. That's pretty crazy.
It's the interesting conversation of the fact of, Taylor was asked in his press conference on Wednesday about, was any of the, retirement or impending move to follow related to the other coaching carousel? Meaning basically, is this happening because he was linked to getting the USF job? Or was this linked to him potentially getting the Oklahoma State job? And he said, absolutely not. Like, this was Chris Kleiman retiring on his personal reasons, and we'll move forward from there, basically.
I think you'd have to go too far back on that one.
And I think I agree. I think they're telling the truth on that. And I think that this is Chris Kleiman wanted to retire.
I do too. Yeah, let me clarify. I don't think this was Kleiman getting pushed out.
It isn't. No, I don't think it is either. I don't think it's as like, oh my gosh, he's going to retire. I need to get on the phone. And it just so happened that Colin Klein is if I had to take a stab here, and I've thought about this a lot since I've heard Taylor's comments about what he said, I would have to imagine that on Saturday or Sunday this past weekend, that Chris Kleiman decided that I think that I might be ready to call it. And he said this happened on Monday morning in Taylor's office. And I would imagine Chris Kleiman pulled his phone out and said, I'm not going to leave if the program is not going to be in a good spot. And he called Colin Klein and said, do you want this job? Because I think I want to retire. And that was what put it all into place.
I agree with that. And by the way, this is total speculation, at least from me. I don't think you've heard this from me either. So total speculation. Can't make that any more clear.
I'm just making the point that this is not complete coincidence, I don't think.
No, I don't think it's complete coincidence. But again, there aren't many places in relationships where you could navigate something so difficult. Like Kleiman, who's clearly, as we've seen for the last month or so, having a harder time than normal. And he's normally had a hard time with the changes, but he's having a hard time with it. But I agree with you. I think I would not be surprised at all if conversations go back a little further to Gene. Like, I don't know if I want to keep doing this. So why don't we just see if now we could be totally wrong about that. This could be spur of the moment of like a week, right? We know Colin Klein, whose family still lives in the area. Like all of these things, like we know he wants that job, right? It's the dream job. That doesn't take a rocket scientist. We know. So there also is very much a possibility that Kleiman was like, you know what? I think I'm ready to be done. And Gene said, okay, hey, Colin, we may have an opening. Would you take it? And he says, yeah. I mean, that could totally have happened. Now,
I think that it was something of that nature.
Retired, and then Gene Taylor waits until after that, retirement press conference, and then somehow finds his phone number.
Taking a stab at this, and again, speculating here. if Colin Klein got that Oklahoma State job 2 weeks ago, I think that Klieman would coach this year.
Maybe, but
I think that it just speculating on the kind of guy that Chris Klieman is that we've learned. Like, I don't think that he would leave if he didn't feel like he gave the program the best opportunity to get the right guy.
I want to believe that, and I do, but I mean, I don't think it's a slam dunk. It's been a rough couple of weeks for him.
I know.
Like, I mean, very clearly. So
that's why there is like I don't want to completely rule out the luck factor here, because it's lucky to be able to transition from a guy that was great to the guy that you wanted anyways, basically.
It's lucky, and it takes a lot of skill from Gene Taylor to navigate it, and it navigated smoothly. And if this is if this is a moment of peace for Klieman, and who knows what he does the rest of his career, he's not that old, then it's so awesome for everybody involved. It is. Like, it's awesome for Klieman to get that peace in his life against something that he's really struggled with the last few years. It's awesome for K-State fans because Klein's home. Like, the problem with getting Klein was, if he's awesome, like we all hope he will be, at some point you had to contend with, could you get him to come back here? Right? If let's say he's a SEC coach somewhere, let's say he's the coach of Mississippi State. It's like, can you get him back here from there? Or, because he really looks like he has high level chops, can you get him back from the NFL? You know, can you get him back from being an NFL offensive coordinator, an NFL quarterbacks coach? Like, can you get him back away from that once he makes that leap? And I don't know the answer to that. Now, he's as K-State gets. So maybe it's a simple answer, and it's like, yeah, he'll take this job over any job, period. And that's okay. But we don't know that, right? And so now you don't have to worry about it. It's just it doesn't matter anymore.
I just realized, thinking back, we should do a callback and find the episode. Last week on a Thursday, I think that we were sitting here and you said the words, I can't believe that Colin Klein is not linked to a single job of any of these openings. How about that? How about that? He's linked to that job.
I thought about that yesterday. I think it was when we were talking to Wyatt Thompson.
Yeah, we were.
Like, we were talking to Wyatt, and I'm like, what is going on here? Like, we thought I don't think I expected him to like land the Oklahoma State job as a slam dunk, but he wasn't being named or linked to any of them.
Yeah.
And Wyatt said he's linked to a lot of them. You know, that's what he told us. Like, so he'd clearly been having conversations, but not that we were hearing, right? He wasn't like a finalist, and apparently he was for Oklahoma State. But until the USF thing, that makes more sense. That's a nice transition to make, right? To get the first-time head coach in a P5, and then you make the jump. Boy.
Yeah. It's something else here. I didn't talk to you about this yesterday. I talked to Jackson about it. A guy like Chris Klieman, because this was a point that Rick brought up, is that what would we made the argument about trying to steal him away from an SEC coach. Like, what would stop the SEC from coming and poaching Colin Klein from K-State if he does well at K-State and goes to whatever, LSU, whatever. That. But I said that the fact that it's Colin Klein, like, it might happen, and it might happen with anybody that you hire that's under the age of 40, basically. But if you have Colin Klein, you have the chance that he'll stay because it's Colin Klein.
For sure. That's why it's the dream hire. Because if it goes well, I'd say it's better than 50-50. He's here the rest of his career. Like, it's not the same as everybody. We did the same song and dance with Chris Klieman every offseason. They're winning 8 and 9 games. Is he going to go to Wisconsin? Is he going to go to Iowa?
That's what happens. That's what happened. That's what all these smaller schools. That's what USF said, is when you do good, they're going to come. It's not a bad thing to USF.
K-State also K-State has a nice recent history of getting guys paid. So that assuages that fear a little bit as well. Like, you don't have to worry. Like, that, it's not been a money thing lately. K-State's been able to find a way to get that part done. We'll see. The next big step is, what do the players do? There was reporting yesterday that there's going to be no bowl game. Then there was reporting maybe that's not totally final yet. So I think that's a really interesting piece of this. Would K-State turn down a bowl? I told you yesterday that I thought it would be a storybook for Klieman to go out, finish it out, coach that bowl game for whichever players want to play. It doesn't really matter. And then it allows Colin Klein to more peacefully finish his job this year at A&M, which could include a college football playoff run, right? But maybe not. Maybe they just don't play a bowl game. For everybody that wants to freak out about bowl games, that tells you, how you, whatever. It's
an interesting conversation of the fact that the Jackson I had yesterday, and the fact of Chris Kleiman's not the kind of guy to sign up for a swan song. And so I wonder if there is any of that in this. If the players came to Chris Kleiman and were like, we want to play one more game, and we need a coach and we want you to do it, I can't imagine he would turn them down. But I think if it was up to Kleiman, it's like, hey, do you want to coach? It's like,
he probably wants to be out of the way of Colin Klein. Yeah,
exactly. When there's a new head coach, he doesn't want to be the head coach for another month to be, and the way this would happen is that it would be all about him, and he doesn't want that. And every question leading up and every question post game, how did this feel for your last game?
But I can tell you right now, Colin Klein could use the help, because
I know he would.
I don't think
especially this is a conversation to have as well. He's going to coach in the college football playoff. If they went to the national championship, which is not off the table for Texas A&M, they're good. Like, that's January 20th. The transfer portal window is open from the 2nd to the 16th.
So you'll get it through this. They're not in the SEC championship, so the time for him to do, like, he's not going to be a part of A&M for the next couple of weeks here, 2, 3, however long it takes. Then he can go through a normal week of game prep, but not step foot on campus there for a long time.
He
can do that work now.
There was a list I saw on social media that Colin Klein is now in charge of recruiting a staff. He needs to hire assistant coaches. He has to fill a roster, try to retain as many K-State players as he can, game plan for the college football playoff, move his family from Texas to Kansas.
He doesn't need to do that. Apparently,
he has to move, but doesn't have to buy a house.
I think his family stayed, from what I heard yesterday. I don't remember. Was it you guys that said that? Was it Jackson that said that? I don't know.
Yeah, they did.
So and he doesn't have to game plan for Texas. They don't even know who they're going to play. There's nothing.
But when they do, that's another wrinkle. I mean, that's going to take you can't just
take a week. It'll take his normal week. I'm sure. Now, if they keep making a run, it might take a month. Which K-State obviously knows, but he can do that work now. But back to the original point, he could use Chris Kleiman's help.
I know,
if Kleiman's willing to give.
That's what I'm saying. If he can talk Kleiman into staying until he's done, like, I wonder if it will happen. Like, and that's a question that'll get asked today. Like,
I still think they're going to find a role for Kleiman somehow at the university.
It'll be something. I think they'd be something, but I don't know what. Like, somebody brought up the GM, and what Jackson said yesterday. That was the part he hated about his job the most.
I don't think it'll be that. I think that's the part he hated.
Would just be like player relationships or something.
Yeah, he could be an assistant athletic director that's just there to help the kids, and I don't think he's going to like be an assistant coach. No, he's not going to do that.
That's something that I thought about yesterday as well.
Think of Brent Chemnitz for Wichita State. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I wonder, like, because this doesn't happen hardly ever, especially when a coach retires with 5-6 years left on his contract. Like, what happens? Like, and that's something Gene Taylor said they're going to talk about in the coming weeks. But, like, what happens? Is there a payout, a buyout? Like, does the contract just go away, or do you pay him his money?
Buyout, we're not going to hear about it. There could be a retirement clause that was built in there, but if there's a buyout, we're not going to hear about it, because that would mean maybe they were like, hey, why don't you get out of the way so we can hire Colin Klein? No, we would never know that, I don't think. But there could have been a retirement piece.
I'm just saying. I guess I don't mean buyout. I mean like a severance package to say we don't want to pay you the rest of this contract. Here's
that
this
would be getting fired. So we're not going to know that. If the
that's
second
weird. I just don't know how this goes about. And I've never retired, and people retired probably know.
It goes about a million different ways. It depends on what was in his contract. I mean, I don't know. I've never read his contract. I don't. Some people love to read those things. I don't even like to read my own when I have them. So like I haven't looked at his. I'm not sure. But that's those are questions I think we'll get some reporting. A couple other things. You guys, so the Catch It Kansas crew is not going to do a Catch It Kansas show tonight. You guys are going to have special coverage, you and Rachel and Gabby, from Manhattan today at the introduction, correct?
Yes, yeah. The introduction is at 4:00. The opening press conference open to the fans as well, so it's a little more than just a press conference. We'll go up there for that. We don't have a catch it show tonight at 10:35. Instead, it will be a 30-minute special from Manhattan. We'll have all three of us up there inside Bill Snyder Family Stadium doing the entire show. So it should look really cool. We'll hear from what they say in the press conference. We'll recap everything we've learned. See if we can get any guests on the show with us up there in Manhattan. See what we can make happen. And talk about some cats, because some breaking news really throws a wrench in high school coverage planning. Let me tell you,
throws a coverage in all the plans. By the way, quick aside, apparently you told me last night that there have been people mad at the Manhattan Mercury who's done an incredible job with this story because they took attention away from signing day. That's a thing now.
Basically, people are so the thing is that people are under the impression that lots of reporters had the scoop on this story.
Absolutely, they did not.
Well, not the rumblings. I mean, I told you about the story on Tuesday
rumblings.
night.
Yeah, you had the rumblings. Who cares?
Yeah, and I'd say that they came out because a couple people might have had something. And like Fitz told us that he had something on it, but like he didn't feel confident enough to break it. If you feel confident enough to break it, and somebody tells you confidently enough, then you do it. Like, and that's what he talked about. But like, there's the argument of the fact of like, should you have let Chris Kleiman retire on his own terms?
No,
it's like
no, absolutely not. He gets paid $100 million. Like, I think not the job.
The only argument whenever that can go into effect, I think, is whenever like high school kids are committing places. Like you can like that's the one
if you have an explicit conversation with that kid, yes. That's fine. That's a part of you getting the information. That's totally different.
But this it's happened, and that's kind of a big deal. Like, for example, women's basketball. I'll pull this out. Addison Bjorn, the women's basketball player, the 5-star from Kansas City. Somebody leaked to a reporter in Iowa that she was going to Texas, and he broke the news 2 hours before she did. And it was like, you couldn't have just let her announce where she wanted to go. Like, that's the only real weird one.
No, he doesn't have a relationship with her. His job is to break that news. That'd be like you get a big piece of juicy information on Thanksgiving, and people are like, you couldn't wait till tomorrow. It's Thanksgiving. Like, no. If you've got the relationship and you've got the information based on an agreement that like, hey, hold on to that, that's fine. But if you've got the information because you did your job and found it, you don't wait for anything. That's like the definition of not doing our job. So shout out to the Manhattan Mercury. They've done a fantastic job with this story. We'll come back. Let's talk some Wichita Open. Dusty Buell joins the show. When we return, what's next for the tournament? See you on the other side.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, Stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports coverage on Sports Daily brought to you by Zentex Remodeling Group. Remodel your bathroom in as little as 1 day with Zentex Remodeling Group, ZINTEX.com. That high school stuff switches to basketball now, and normally you'd find it on Catch Kansas, but tonight, a reminder, programming note, you will find on 12 News a K-State, Colin Klein, Chris Kleiman football special. So really looking forward to that. TJ and the crew will have amazing coverage, I'm sure, maybe some special guests that would be popping in there too. Right now, we are joined by a special guest, Dusty Buell, tournament director of the Wichita Open. Dusty, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I mean, we're just chugging away here.
We're getting ready for a Wichita Open, but the news comes and it's been kind of trickling in, and then you guys have some announcements this week. But the news, if people haven't heard, the Wichita Open now a part of the PGA Tour Americas and not the Korn Ferry Tour. So at the surface, I think the first question, at least that people have asked me and everything else, and we can get into some of the other details, for the casual fan or for the fans that love to be out there, because let's be honest, it's the party of the summer, Dusty. Will anything for those fans change?
For those that are coming out that are not just eating and breathing golf and next generation players, then no. you're not going to see any changes. And, the changes that are going to be made are going to be fan forward changes to add value to those that are there already. So we're excited about the change. The entire PGA is shifting and evolving as we go. So truly, this is the right tour at the right time for us, for Wichita. And to have this opportunity is, not everybody's going to get this opportunity. And so for Wichita to be the cornerstone of PGA Tour Americas, we don't take that lightly. We're ready to build this tour into what it's going to be in the next 5 years.
Yeah, we'll talk more about how it came to be. All these changes came to be, but I think at the surface, for people that watch, the golf people, I guess I'll just call it golf people. What is the biggest difference between the Korn Ferry Tour and the PGA Americas? I know in the ranks of development, I know that this one kind of feeds into Korn Ferry, which feeds into the PGA Tour, but this is obviously has the international tie to it. Just tell us a little bit about the tour.
Yeah, so PGA Tour Americas is, when you combine Latin America and Canada, that really brought in PGA Tour Americas. It is still a very young tour. This is its third year. There's 15 stops this coming year. It starts in Brazil, makes its way up to the States, goes to Canada, ends in the Dominican Republic. So starts in April in Brazil, ends in the Dominican Republic. And I mean, this is the new pathway for professional golf to make it to the next level. And that had always really been the Korn Ferry Tour. That is what Wichita has always been, the developmental stop for the players that move on. And so getting back to that, getting back to our roots is what is truly exciting about this change.
So what kind of feedback, Dusty, have you guys been hearing? Dusty Buell, who runs the Wichita Open, are fans indifferent? Are fans concerned? Are fans excited? Like what? And I know it's way early because the tournament's not for a half a year, but what are you hearing on this?
Yeah, I think that mostly what we're hearing is confusion. I think that it's not easy to put changes out on paper and have people dissect them and digest them on their own. So when I can get to people one-on-one, or when we can dive into this and truly talk about what it means, I think people understand it. I don't think I wouldn't call it indifferent. I think that you have a faction that are really going to miss the bounce back players that go to the tour and then come back and play here. But then you also have another group of people that are truly excited that now we get those guys that are in the national championship and collegiate national championship of golf. And then their first professional experience is going to be Wichita, Kansas, because we are that June timeframe. We are one of only 2 tournaments in the States of America. And so going from national championship to PGA Tour Americas, we will get that first shot at the next wave of future talent.
So basically, how did this come about? That's kind of the biggest question that I've heard through all this stuff is, everybody always talked about the Wichita Open being one of the premier events on the Korn Ferry Tour and kind of the big fish of the tour. So what happened? I knew that there was like some restructuring, some schedule stuff, it sounded like. How did this come about working with the Korn Ferry Tour and PGA Tour Americas?
Yeah, mainly we're talking about financials and schedules is really what happened here. And what happened is as the Korn Ferry restructured and the PGA Tour in itself has a new CEO in place, and they are preaching scarcity and exclusivity. They are preaching that middle class of golfer that you can't hang your hat on the 5 or 6 people at the very top. And they are moving to more exclusive events. So more 70-person events on the PGA Tour. They have eliminated one of the stops on the Korn Ferry Tour. So it goes from 26 tournaments to 25. They have started building PGA Tour Americas that goes up to 15 tournament stops next year. And so I think you're going to see a lot more of that as we move forward in the next, 2 to 5 years, that the Corn Ferry, those tour stops are going to start shrinking, and PGA Tour Americas is going to have some growth. And, I talk about financials, the financials that what it takes to be on the Corn Ferry right now is higher than it's ever been. And truly, without having to raise prices on everybody, to have a healthy ambassador program like we have, to have the most sponsors on the tour for Corn Ferry or Americas, all of these changes are being made with that in mind, is that if we would have to double our prices for tickets, for sponsorships, for everything else, we probably wouldn't have a tournament here in Wichita. So being able to hold this steady and hold that line for our sponsors was very important. And so this move was a no-brainer for us.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I hope you're right about that, because I think that's probably true. So Dusty, then, like, as far like the purse, which has been a crown jewel of the Wichita Open forever, the charitable aspect, that, like, is that all? Do you expect that to sort of stay flat? Because if so, this is going to become the premier event of the PGA Tour Americas. Those guys are going to see that and their eyes are going to light up.
So yes and no. So the purse is the same purse across PGA Tour Americas. So let's talk about that for a minute. So in Corn Ferry, we were responsible for a quarter of the purse. So a quarter of the $1 million purse came from us. So on PGA Tour Americas, we are responsible for 100% of that purse. So although that purse decreases, what we put into it has not.
And that'll probably still, but is that purse the same across all events, or does Wichita have a chance to beat its chest about that?
No, the purse will be the same across all PGA Tour Americas events.
Okay. But again, I think for fans, Dusty, the party doesn't change. You're going to have 17, you're going to have 18, you're going to have the run, all of that stuff for the people that love to go out there and just make a week of it. That all stays the same.
Everything's going to stay the same. 17, we're going to have our big ambassador booth on 18. And, the crown jewel, if you might, the new crown jewel of the Wichita Open is the 19th hole that sat there between 18 and 10, kind of by the tee box on 18. It's coming back. I have a feeling it's going to be bigger and better than it's ever been. And we had a lot of good partners in that place. And I think that there's just so much growth and opportunity involved to that area. And, being at where we're at right now with PGA Tour Americas, there could be a chance in future years to have another build elsewhere.
Yeah. Dusty, one more for me. The overlying sentiment of all of this stuff is that it really kind of seemed like with the restructuring, there was a lot of events that kind of got put in jeopardy, I think is the right word, if it was going to exist. And you talked about that. Like, the biggest headline to take away from all of this is that the Wichita Open is staying in some capacity. And how big of a deal is it? Obviously, it was huge for you guys, but how big of a deal was it to keep the Wichita Open and keep it to the level that you wanted to keep it at?
Yeah, I will tell you this, that if it wasn't for the Wichita Open's board of directors and specifically Troy Jordan, our chairman of the board, I don't know that we'd see PGA golf in Wichita. And I can promise you, if PGA golf leaves Wichita, it's likely not coming back. He worked so hard and put in so much time with me and the PGA that, we made them look and see what it means to our community. Our community stepped up, and look at the storms. It was probably the worst moment in my professional career, especially with the Wichita Open, but it also in some ways was the best, because it got to show the PGA just how involved and what it means to this community to have this tournament, to see everybody out there chipping in, our sponsors, CEOs, everybody out there picking up, making sure this course was ready to play for the Pro-Am on Wednesday, but definitely for the tournament on Thursday through Sunday. I think that was a huge feather in our cap to the PGA. And listen, this tournament last year was here for 36 years. It, has looked a little different every one of those years, and I think it will continue to evolve. But let's look at some of these other tournaments. Springfield, Missouri will not be back. They were one of the original for 36 years. They won't be back next year. Veritex in Texas will not be back next year. The championship, the Korn Ferry Tour Championship that was in Indiana, will not be back next year. It's shifting its focus to Richmond, where they used to have a Champions Tour event. So I am very proud of the work that we've done to show the PGA that what it means, what PGA Tour level golf means to the community of Wichita.
We are glad that you got it back too. It's one of our favorite events of the summer. I'll speak for myself and nobody else in this room. I think they're crazy. From what we hear from the golfers, from what we see at the event, and what I know of the events in other places, I think they're crazy. But this will be fun too. It'll be a new experience for Wichita, and in a lot of ways, it sounds like it'll be the same experience. People can go to Wichita Open online, wichitaopen.com, find all the details. Dusty, we appreciate it. We appreciate your candid stuff there, and we'll be ready to party this summer.
All right. Well, thanks for having me, guys.
There goes Dusty Buell. All the news, if you've missed it, the tour looks different, but the golf in Wichita, I think, largely will look the same, and that's good. We're right up against a break. We're going to take one, too. We'll come back next hour. We got football picks. We got to get you ready for the weekend. What's the latest with the Chiefs and the injuries? It's all coming here in another hour of Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
Canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message, so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now. 831001 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
we investigate stories that impact you
and inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Now, from Wichita's most listened to sports radio, 97.5 and 1240 KFH. This is Sports Daily.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be with you here. It is a fun couple of days. Just the news doesn't get much bigger than what we've been dealing with the last 48 hours or so as K-State makes a transition to Colin Klein as the head coach. A lot of fans' dream scenario, and we'll have it covered for you throughout the show here and through the evening on 12 News. We're excited about it. We've also got, though, a football weekend, a college basketball weekend to get you ready for. So we will do that. We'll make some football picks in our next segment and have a little fun. It's all what's on tap for you here today on Sports Daily, which is brought to you by Wichita Brewing Company. Groups can gather for holiday fun. Everyone's in town. Make WBC your unofficial high school or college alumni meetup spot. More than 15 different beers, a Christmas cocktail list, pizzas everyone will love to make Wichita Brewing Company the place where groups gather for the holiday season. All right, TJ. Rick asks or says we should know if Kleiman got paid. K-State's a public university. We should.
We will.
TJ nor I have gone through the contract and looked. Somebody will.
That's something. I don't think that K-State knows what they're going to do quite yet either. That's what Gene Taylor said, that they'll figure that out in the coming weeks. It was just on board Colin Klein, and then we'll figure it out. Like it's not like if he collects one more paycheck, it's not the end of the world. Like they can figure this out.
Well, they can. There'll be a plan for it. And it's fine, and it's not contentious, which makes it even easier. They'll figure it out. So TJ, let's talk Chiefs real quick, and we'll pick them in a minute. But they've sort of been lost in all the chaos of the last 48 hours for us. Getting ready for a must-win game, of course. No Trey Smith or Jawan Taylor at practice again on Thursday. That's troubling. Friday is the key day. If they don't practice today, then the chances of them playing are pretty low.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw Wednesday, Andy Reid said that the plan in place if the guys can't go is that they're going to put Caliendo at right guard, Wanye Morris at left tackle, and Jalen Moore at right tackle. So it's going to be Wanye playing left tackle if they can't go. So, I mean, it's against the Texans
It's one of
pass
the best
rush.
pass rushes in defense.
It is not. That does not look good.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
To be fair, I don't know if it looked good with the healthy offensive line.
And if you want some idea of like what the expectation is on that, it's the over under on a Kansas City Chiefs football game, TJ, is 41.5 points. Let that sink in for a minute. We got to go way back. I mean, it's been a couple of years, maybe, when we've seen them get that low, when their defense was awesome and their offense was really struggling. What would that have been? 22 or 3, maybe, but that's pretty crazy. By many metrics, this is the best defense in football. Now, they're not the best pass rush in football, but collectively they're still like top half, top 10 maybe. But we're looking at a defense that has been really good all year that gets to go up against a banged up offensive line. I don't know how the Chiefs are going to run the ball with these offensive line injuries against that defense. It's going to probably be like a lot of ball control, trust Mahomes and those guys to make a few plays, like which team can make a few big plays.
It's interesting because it's like we just saw the Cowboys game, and the entire thing that we said of the Cowboys offense being so good is that you don't want to give the Cowboys the ball. Like their offense is great. The Texans offense isn't that good. Like their defense is what wins them the game. So that really brings the question of like, what are you game playing for? Like, I don't know how you you walk into this and I think that they are like, you walk into this knowing like, they're going to give us hell on defense probably. So like, how do we game plan around that to just not turn the ball over is basically.
Yeah, you can't make mistakes. And that's why this is such like because the Chiefs don't do anything seemingly but make mistakes. That's the problem, right? That's what you worry about is this is a game where like the thing is like, and the Chiefs are at home too, which matters obviously this year. But if you can limit your mistakes, like you give yourself a lot more room for error in this game because you trust that Houston's not going to score a ton of points. So it's not so bad if you have to just, okay, that's fine. It's not so bad if you have to kick field goals. Like Harrison Butker, the Chiefs need you to be old Harrison Butker and maybe make 4 field goals in this game that are 50 plus yards. Field goal kick. By the way, Brandon Aubrey last night, Cowboys lose, but good Lord. You see him kick that 63-yarder? It's just like butter. Like no problem. No problem. Cowboys beat themselves last night.
This game is just this Chiefs game. If they win this game, which there's a real possibility that they do, it's just going to confuse. It's going to confuse me even more, I think. Like,
I don't think so. I mean, I think you can simplify it. The Chiefs have been awesome at home and not good on the road, and they're playing a home game. So I think if they're good, I don't know that you have to be confused by that. I mean, that's the trend we've seen all season long, right? They've just been much better at home than on the road, and they're playing a home game. They're going to need guys on the offensive line to step up big time, and they're going to need Mahomes probably to be really efficient and good. I think if they can get those two, like if they can get that out of Mahomes, and I was going to save this for my picks, but I'll say it here. This to me feels like a big spot for the Chiefs defense. They did not have a good game their last time out. And for me, and the reason I think, and nothing's going to change my mind in the next 10 minutes, I'll pick the Chiefs because Houston's also going to have a really hard time scoring in this game. If the Chiefs play like they have all season, basically, except for the last game that they played, Houston's going to have a very hard time scoring too, because their offense isn't great, right? You trust that McDuffie can shut down Nico Collins, and then what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
So that to me is the other side of it, is how is Houston going to score?
That's what I'm saying, is that it's so much different than the Cowboys game because the Houston offense is not that good. Like early this season, we weren't sure if Houston as a whole was good because the offense was not where it needed to be. Like they won games with Davis Mills playing at quarterback, and that'll tell you like how much their offense is valued and what they do. It's not much. Like, so I agree. I mean, I think that if I will say this, I think it's less about this is where the defense can shine. I guess it's like the pessimist coming out, but like this is the spot where if the defense doesn't shine, they cannot win this game. Like,
yeah, well, they'll be in big trouble.
The defense has to shine. Like, if they give up too many points to the offense, like I don't think the Chiefs' offense is gonna. There's a real world that I think is probably likely the Chiefs don't score 3 touchdowns, 2 touchdowns. Like,
I think if they get to 24, I'd feel great about
no,
it.
like
20 is kind of what I'm looking at.
They could.
And my apologies. I thought you meant the Cowboys last night. You were talking about the Cowboys when they played the Chiefs.
Yeah. I didn't even freaking turn on that game last night. I was so busy
it was a frustrating game. It was entertaining, but yeah, the Cowboys mistake. The Cowboys did what the Chiefs can't do, basically, which is make a ton of flipping mistakes and turn the ball over and do stupid things. Like the messaging has to be, we don't need any heroes this week. Take care of the football. Do not fumble. Like don't even give yourself the opportunity to fumble. Take care of the football. We cannot give Houston easy points because they're going to struggle to score them. Don't give them to them easy. Don't give them short fields. Don't give them opportunities to create on defense. And probably the Chiefs will be fine to slog this game out. They've got a good enough defense to do that. Last game out, the Cowboys notwithstanding. We also have the Chiefs at home. We have the Chiefs with 3 extra days to prepare. The things that we've seen from the Chiefs over the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years all lead you to go, well, yeah, the Chiefs are in a definite win spot. What did Glasser say yesterday? I'm sure he said hammer the Chiefs.
Yeah, basically. Actually, he said he'd take Chiefs on the money line and like but he don't think he's comfortable with 3.5 is what he said. He said if it was 3, he'd
push
take
it down to 2.5.
Yeah, he said he'd tease it down and give up the juice there.
Yeah, I think that, and that doesn't surprise me because he is more in tune with betting trends and those things. Like they're coming off of a long week away. Like they've had extra time to prepare. They're coming back home. Chiefs are 5-1 at home this year. So they're like they've just been a totally different team at home than they have been on the road. So that's where that comes. But I'm going to tell you that Texans defense, when you got 3 offensive linemen down, I think it's gonna be a struggle to score for both teams. I think both teams they'll just kind of chug along here. This is gonna be a really fun game to watch. I don't like that these guys are hurt, but I think that seeing the Chiefs defense get this kind of opportunity to respond to the way they looked a week ago is a big opportunity. And I think they're going to seize it. And I think their defense is going to have a really good game. That's what I think.
Lose.
Now, CJ Stroud's looking better, though. He has looked better since he came back from injury than he did to start the year.
If they lose, is it over?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that it is like technically over. I'm not sure about that yet, but it'll be over.
We've said it for like 3 weeks, and then we keep talking ourselves back into it. It's not over.
Their problem, their path is so right in front of them as far as the Chargers are concerned, because they obviously play the Texans this week. You'd be a game behind the Texans now, and all these games back behind other people. That's what would make it over. But if they do win that, Justin Herbert couldn't even hand the ball off last week, let alone like he's got to play quarterback with a broken hand. There's very much still that window, but like we always have fun with that question. One game at a time, right? Like you got to win this one, or none of that other stuff even matters. We'll come back. Let's make some picks. When we return, we'll see if everybody agrees. That's next on Sports Daily.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood, written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems.
Why are they hiding it?
And real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say, drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospitalized from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
my goodness. 2 weeks in a row, we've got the full cast in? What is happening? Merry Christmas to us. Glad to see everybody. Glad we're all here. TJ, are we all glad to be here? How did it look last week?
Let me tell you, TJ's glad to be here for how he did last week. Everybody in this radio show, Braden's gone. So everybody in this radio show went 2-4 last week. He didn't want to hear what I was about to say, except TJ Cleveland goes 5-1. He got the KU Island at plus 11.5, held on to his butt the entire time and got it. Got the Packers plus 2.5, held on to his butt the entire time and got that one as well. So 5-1 week for TJ. Now I am just one singular game back of Jacob for the lead. Jacob's 45-44. TJ is 44-45.
Now, but here's the butt in this whole thing, and it's a big butt, baby. I'm telling you right now, it's a big butt. Everybody's within 5 games of the leader. Can you believe that?
I don't care about that part.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's ever been.
My lead is shrinking.
Well, 5 games. Anybody can win this thing. This is still anybody's, TJ. See, that's the thing about sports you youngsters don't ever understand. The game is still being played. The game can still be won. There can still be a run, and it may not be you, big boy.
Listen, do I look scared?
Anybody? Yeah, does he look scared? That's
Anybody,
right.
Do I look scared right now? No.
You look scared. No, you don't.
I'm almost to the point where I'll stop playing with my food and letting you guys climb back in this thing and just drop the hammer. Maybe it's this week. I'm not going to say until I know how I do. Then I'll
this
say.
Is just showbiz for you, right? You're self-building.
We're here to entertain. We're here.
Max, play the music.
Hey, sports bettors, ready for some picks destined to fail? It's time to hear what the Sports Daily staff thinks of the weekend games.
All right. We are ready. We've got conference championships in college football, and we have, great games in the NFL, as we always do. Plenty to choose from. Hey, Big Ten Tommy, we're going to let you go first. You've been clamoring for some Big Ten football in our picks. Ohio State and Indiana here on this one. Ohio State's a 4-point favorite against those upstart Hoosiers. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Indiana has been super impressive. I mean, to the fact that they gave Kurt Signetti a huge contract extension. But that being said, I mean, I was impressed by Ohio State in the game that we did not pick a week ago. Ohio State and Michigan. I mean, I had it on my multi-view. It was one of the games that I had on with other games that were happening at the same time, including K-State. But I was impressed with Ohio State, the way that they were able to pull away from Michigan late in that game last week. I'm going to take the Buckeyes. I'm going to lay those 4 points in the Big Ten championship. I like Indiana, but I like Ohio State more.
Yeah, I'll follow you on that. Indiana is not the same Indiana from a year ago. I think this Indiana is awesome and fun and cool, and I hope their quarterback is good and then at the next level and all those things. But I just think Ohio State's probably a lot more talented up and down. 4 points, that doesn't seem like enough to me. I'll take the Buckeyes. Brandon?
I mean, Indiana, they have one of the signature wins this year going on the road at Oregon. Oregon's only slip up all year long. I want to know. I'm sorry, Tommy, because I'm definitely the one that brought up Ohio State, Michigan last week, and they're throwing the burden on you. I did watch,
but you didn't. You didn't talk as much trash in the aftermath and give it the Castor jinx of how close that game was early on, only for them to ultimately, what did they win by? 18 points. Nobody would have picked Michigan last week. They're not as good as Ohio. Indiana might be though. Indiana might be. That's where I'm curious. Like, are they good enough to be within 4?
That's why I'm going to pick Indiana. I think I'm going to get an island on this. I'm hoping that's the case. So I guess we'll see where Paul and TJ go.
Paul, you giving him that island opportunity?
Yeah, here's my big test. Which is the most physical football team? I believe that would be Ohio State. I'm talking about the trenches, but that's what I like. You show me a football team that's more physical than the other team in the trenches, and that's the team that's going to win. I'm taking Ohio State because I definitely think they're more physical up front.
And as you told us earlier, you like big butts, and you do not lie. TJ?
I like big butts.
Listen, Brandon Zinner and I have pulled ourselves from the depths of hell in this segment. We are back in the running, and I ain't giving him this island. I'm picking the Hoosiers, too. I was going to anyways. I love Fernando Mendoza.
This is beautiful. This is setting up Jacob just the way we want it.
I like Mendoza, and I really, really would love for India. I don't know that I would love to lose a pick more than that one ever this season. I would love for Indiana to win that game.
Now is not
all right.
time for that, Jacob.
Let's
I'm
go
telling you.
to Georgia, Bama. Bama 2.5-point dog at home. That's another one. I kind of thought this line would be bigger. I'm taking Georgia. I'm taking Georgia because I don't think that I can handle listening to Alabama fans and I would love for Alabama to not be in. So maybe I should, if they lose and we have to go through this conversation of, well, they should be in anyway. Here we go again. I'm taking Georgia. I hope Georgia beats them. Brandon?
Yeah, give me Georgia. I just don't trust Kalen DeBoer in these games, and you're going to hear it from Bama fans after they lose. So they're going to be saying the same things.
Paul?
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys are overlooking the fact that the one thing about Alabama is that they've got Nick Saban, it's on the sideline. He's doing his, oh, wait a second. Hold on. I don't think Nick Saban's there anymore, is he? I'm taking
on for
Georgia.
a couple of years.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
he will be there sitting on a desk for college game day before the game.
He will. I take that back. I'm taking Georgia. Obviously, I think Alabama is a good football team, but they're not quite the Alabama that they've been over the course of the last few years. I'm going to take Georgia.
Tommy?
It's crazy, guys. Georgia is only 5-7 against the spread this season. Meanwhile, Bama is 8-3-1 against the spread this season. So the Crimson Tide actually performing better against the spread throughout the entire season than the Bulldogs are. This one's tough for me. Do I get an island here? Has everybody picked? Am I the last one?
TJ has not picked.
TJ has not picked yet. Man, if I was the last one, I would probably take Bama. I'm going to take Georgia. I'll let TJ have that Bama island.
Damn, roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide.
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
You got to take it. I mean, you got to take it.
I was going to take him anyways. You guys are laying it up.
Yeah, they have looked better lately. I agree. I don't want them in the playoff. I really don't want them in the playoff. And they might make it anyway. Who knows? All right, Big 12, Texas Tech. Guys, this is at 12.5 points.
Wow.
Paul, 12.5 points against BYU. BYU's got to have the win to get in. They're not going to get enough love even with their one loss if they lose. And if they didn't play a game, they wouldn't be in. So they've got to win it. We're not asking if they're going to win it. We're asking if they're going to cover 12.5 points. You can go first, Paul.
Oh, I'll tell you what. It's so tempting to take Texas Tech and just say, man, fellas, that's a good football team. They would be doing well in the SEC. They would be doing well in the Big Ten. That's a good, solid football team on both sides of the ball. I'll tell you what, 12.5 points, and you got your butt on the line because I like big butts. And BYU's big butt is on the line, and I'm taking BYU. I'm going to take the points, fellas. Give me 12.5.
Tommy, Sataki threw the bird in as kind a way because he's at BYU as he could to Penn State. Enough of a rallying cry for them to cover 10 or 12.5.
Well, here's what's crazy about all of this, and I'll be the first to admit I've been really high on Texas Tech all season long. They were my pick to be the Big 12 champion at the beginning of the season. And here we are now with them to have an opportunity. Here's the issue that I have right now is the fact that Texas Tech is the number one defense in America. BYU has a top 15 defense. So you would think that would lend itself to the under in this game, which I think is around 49 to 50, somewhere around there. It's going to be really hard for Texas Tech to win by 13 or more points if that under hits. So that's what makes it challenging for me. I think that number's pretty big. I love Texas Tech. I think they'll win the game, but I'm going to go with Paul. I'm going to take BYU to cover. I think Texas Tech will win by a touchdown, maybe 10 points, but I think BYU will cover.
The last time they played, Texas Tech won 29-7. So they got it done there, 22 points, and I assume that was the under. Guys, I love BYU. I just think Texas Tech's one of those 4 or so teams that can actually win a national championship. Their defense is just so stinking good, and their quarterback's healthy. So I'm going to lay the 12.5. I don't think there's any reason they would not. They'll get into the playoff whether they win or lose this game, but they feel like they don't win enough Big 12 championships or anything like that to have any sort of letdown. Their hair will be on fire. I think they cover the number. TJ.
I don't. I'm taking BYU. I think that they're rolling on high vibes right now. Their head coach basically just said, I'm staying with the Cougars. The Crumble Cookie CEO guy just gave them $1 bajillion, and they're all going to eat and be on a sugar high after this one. BYU 12.5.
Brandon, finish this out.
Yeah, Tech, but I'm going to be rage watching Virginia Duke because we're not picking that game. So
yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
We need to pick the Sun Belt Championship.
Yeah, TJ's been trying to inform me on the path.
Jacob has learned the entire college football playoff format in the last 4 days.
I can't.
He's locked into 5th grade basketball. I understand.
We are. I'm not locked into ACC football. I'll fully admit that right now. Okay, let's go to the NFL. This one's interesting. I put this one on here. One, it's a great rivalry and usually produces good games, but it's an interesting game when we think about the Chiefs. There's a theme on our NFL picks is it's like Chiefs and Chief playoff implication games. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I mean, Chiefs fans want Pittsburgh winning this game, right? Is Aaron Rodgers healthy enough? They're getting 5.5 points at Baltimore. Brandon, you can start us here. Is that enough? Chiefs fans hope it is.
Gosh, this Baltimore team, it's hard to trust them. They're not playing the best ball right now, but I'm just going to keep putting my eggs in the Ravens basket. It's got to come together at some point for Lamar and King Henry, and hopefully this is the week. And I hate Aaron Rodgers, so.
That makes these picks easier. Tommy?
Yeah, I hate this game from top to bottom. I mean, I hate it. Like the Ravens have been really ugly the last month. The Steelers have been even more ugly. Like they looked so horrible a week ago. They were getting booed off the field. Aaron Rodgers is doing Aaron Rodgers things and throwing his receivers under the bus. And Mike Tomlin's saying that he doesn't blame the fans for booing. Yeah, I think you gotta pick whatever team you feel like is less ugly. And I guess right now it's probably Baltimore. So I'm going to take Baltimore and lay the 5.5, even though I don't really want to.
Hold your nose and lay it down. I'm the same way. You just keep waiting. Lamar Jackson is costing a lot of people a lot of money in fantasy leagues and everything else because you're just like, well, he'll figure it out this week. This is as bad a few game stretch as I remember him ever having. This would be a good spot for him to figure it out. But looking at Rodgers, knowing he's about my age, land on his broken hand and get up with blood running down his face. There's no recovering from that at 40 something years old. Like he's like, no way. I'll take the Ravens here. I'll lay the 5.5. Paul,
which team is the worst disaster is the way I look at this point.
I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know either. And so here's the point that I'm going to go on. This is what I'm hanging my hat on. And I could be totally wrong. And that is at the quarterback position. Aaron Rodgers, he's beat up. We all understand his situation. But with the Ravens, there's a quarterback that can scramble. He can make some plays, and he's going to pick up a first down here and there. He's going to maybe scramble for a touchdown here or there, and that might be the entire difference of this particular game is which quarterback performs at the highest level, and I think that could be with the Ravens, and that's who I'm taking.
TJ, a chance for an island. Somebody has to win this division. Right? That one of these two teams is going to win the AFC North this year. No offense, Bengals, but it's going to be one of these two dumpster fires.
Did you pick the Ravens?
Yeah, where you've got an island.
Yeah, I did too.
I'll take the island. I want to go on the record, though, for the Sports Daily listeners. I will not be watching this game.
Why does he keep getting to pick last? I feel like every single pick
That's the
TJ
second
gets to
time
pick
he's
last.
I think it was all over the place.
Usually I have this on an order. I screwed it up because I wanted to say Big Ten Tommy.
He's on a tilt. He wants a Sports Daily winner.
It got me all thrown off of alternating.
We're picking under protest here.
I feel like there needs to be an asterisk by the results this week. It's rigged. This whole thing is rigged.
Asterisk. Yeah, and there is an asterisk.
Makes me want to protest.
Right now. We'll let the listeners and the viewers decide where that is. All right, let's go Colts Jags. Jags plus 1.5. TJ, you can go first, Princess. For everybody in the room.
Heavens to Betsy. I'm taking the Jags.
1.5.
Jacob, stop talking. I'm taking the Jags 1.5. The Colts are frauds. They've proved it week after week. I'm taking Jags. Give me the home points.
Home points, Brandon.
Why am I going?
Because
Jags.
Now I'm going in clock order on our video stream.
Jags.
Okay, Jags. Tommy, I'm surprised by that 2 Jags picks.
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy about this is that I feel like, Jacob, you don't think the Jags are for real. I don't think you've thought they've been for real.
Absolutely do not think they're
at all. I mean, they blew out the Chargers a couple of weeks ago. That was an ugly game for LA. I think because of that, knowing it at home and everything, and the Colts have struggled recently, I'm going to take Jacksonville. I'll take the home points.
I think they're both moderately fraudulent, but I think the Colts are a better team. I'm going to take the Colts. I will lay the points. Paul?
I don't care about this game. I really don't. It doesn't matter to me who wins it. Who did TJ take?
The Jags.
You took the Jags? I'm taking the Colts.
There's Paul. That's a good reason right there. All right, now we're going to go counterclockwise, and you guys are going to have to deal with it. Let's go, Paul. You're up first. Texans, Chiefs. Chiefs -3.5.
Listen, Mahomes said it. We got to win out every game, baby. We got to win every game. And I kind of believe he believes it, and I know he's right. I'm going to take the Chiefs just based upon the fact if you can't do it now, you can't do it next week either. So I'm taking the Chiefs.
Tommy?
I'm really, really, really excited to watch the offensive line of Wanye Morris, Kingsley Suamataia, Mike Caliendo, Jalen Moore, and, of course, Creed Humphrey on Sunday. I think this is going to be an absolute ugly, ugly game. I'm going to take the Texans. I think the Chiefs might win the game at home, but I'm going to take the Texans.
That 3.5 is a pesky number, Brandon.
The December to Remember sales event officially comes to an end with a Chiefs loss this week. The Texans are going to get it done, and TJ and you are going to be struggling for content for the next.
Yeah, we got 30-minute Sports Sunday live from Arrowhead, and it might be a somber one.
TJ?
I'm taking the Texans too. Everything that we've talked about all day is there's just nothing about me that all week, and we haven't even talked about it because we talked about Colin Klein for 2 straight days, but everything is setting up for the Chiefs to not succeed in this game, which they probably will because they've done that for the last 5 years whenever they're in those spots. But I'm going with my brain, not my heart. Texans.
Chiefs are at home. They're a better team at home. You guys know I love legacy games. It's a Chiefs defense legacy game right here. Chiefs defense is going to ball out tomorrow night. It's going to be a horrible game for fans.
I hope they show up Sunday night too.
I don't think it's going to be a pretty game at all. I just the Chiefs have got to respond defensively. That's the worst.
By the way, I can't wait for the Texans to put up 35 points and
the
text to be like Jacob's legacy game.
I know. That was that the worst Chiefs defense we've seen in 3 years, 4 years? I think it was. Better respond to that now. You got a great opportunity because Texans offense isn't very good.
I think Russell Wilson put up 35 on the Chiefs 3 years ago, if you remember.
It's been a minute since we've seen them look as bad as they looked against the Cowboys last week.
I can't wait. Tommy, let's get some special promos ready for Monday because the Chiefs are going to lose this game, or we're going to find a way to spin it to say they're not dead yet. They're not dead. It's not over because we've done that for 5 straight weeks.
Have a pulse here. It's do or die time, Chiefs fans. All right, that's the picks. TJ's got them down. We'll make fun of them next week. We'll make fun of each other next week. Fellas, appreciate it. We're going to come back. TJ and I will get ready for college basketball this weekend, something we've talked very little about this week. Thanks a lot, Colin Klein.
Yeah, we're going to talk about how Colin Klein is going to be at the Seton Hall game. That's after the break.
There you go. It all comes back. All right. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with some college basketball talk.
Lightning, hail, tornadoes, flooding. It's the worst of severe weather, and it's coming. Spring brings warmer temperatures, but also dangerous weather conditions. Stay up to date day or night with the Storm Team 12 weather app. You'll get accurate forecasts, so you can plan ahead and stay safe, no matter the weather. Download the Storm Team 12 weather app, brought to you by Stutzman's Greenhouse.
The future of television has arrived. Next Gen TV is here with stunning video, movie theater quality sound, enhanced voice clarity, and interactive features, all upgradable for the future. Learn more at watchnextgentv.com.
The canvas of our imagination. They tell a story. Clouds affect the events of your day. Sometimes they growl, sometimes they inspire, but they're always the messengers of nature's mood written in the sky. Storm Team 12 understands the language of clouds. We're dedicated to decoding their message so you know what to expect. Behind every cloud, there is a story waiting to be told. Trust Ross Jansen and Storm Team 12, alerting you first to the impact on your life.
We are following a breaking update.
Every day, all day, stream the stories that have you talking near and far.
Whoever is behind the wheel of this bus is not stopping.
From hundreds of local reporters and meteorologists spanning the country.
Chaos here this morning at the UW campus.
Search LNL for the all-new Local News Live streaming app.
Odyssey is one of the most influential audio and entertainment brands in the nation. You already know Odyssey's iconic local radio brands in Wichita. But did you know Odyssey has the country's best collection of music, news, and sports brands? Odyssey is also a premium podcast creator, major event producer, and digital innovator. Odyssey brings people together across the country and right here in Wichita. Odyssey also delivers meaningful radio and digital audio results. Find out our story and impact at odysseyinc.com/Wichita.
Make yourself known now.
83101 in traffic pursuit.
Oh my God, here.
Investigate TV Plus begins with real people.
We investigate stories that impact you.
And inspire change every day.
Something is broken.
Real problems
Why are they hiding it?
and real solutions.
My daughter was dying in front of me.
What was your reaction when he said that?
Investigate TV Plus, weekdays at 3:30 p.m. on KWCH.
Sometimes people tell us, I don't get it, it's just tea. But let me tell you, we are so much more than just tea.
With 20 plus flavors of sweet and unsweet iced tea, the possibilities are endless. Come on in and try them all for free to find your favorite or get us on the go for your busy lifestyle. And don't miss happy hour every day. So the next time someone tells you it's just tea, tell them to come by and find out why we say drink tea, be happy.
Jim Rome here, lighting up your afternoons on The Jim Rome Show. Catch me starting at 2 on Wichita's #1 sports radio, Kansas Fan Headquarters, 97.5 and 1240 KFH.
Mornings are busy. We're here to make your mornings better. We report the stories that affect you.
3 more hospital lies from contaminated apple juice just a day after the FDA issued a recall.
We're here to make your mornings better.
Closing east and westbound lanes of K96 for repairs.
With 12 News, you're prepared for your whole day.
Scattered thunderstorms across the state into the afternoon.
Stay a step ahead with 12 News this morning on KWCH and KSCW.
Sports Daily is on KFH.
All right, welcome back in, everybody. It is Sports Daily. Glad to be here with you on a Friday, TGIF. It is a fun Friday because we've got massive news from Manhattan to chase and follow the last 48 hours. It's been a roller coaster. We've also got college basketball coming up this weekend. Still no word officially that I've seen anyway on Darren Peterson for Sunday's game for KU at Mizzou. Right now it's a 2.5-point line. It's I don't know if we read anything into that necessarily.
Bill Self is going to talk this afternoon.
Okay, so we'll get some clarity. I mean, I think right now in a neutral court game at 2.5, that would tell you that the thought is he won't play. And I don't know that. I mean, I don't know that I want to, at this point, how do you say 50-50? But it kind of feels 50-50-ish to me if he was that close and now has had another, what are we looking at that point? 5 days in between. I think there's a chance he plays. But if he doesn't, Mizzou seems like a team they ought to still be able to beat.
Mizzou's pretty good. I mean, that's a scary game. I don't know. I think that the line could even indicate with Darren Peterson that's what. Like, I don't know anything about Mizzou. I'll say that. I haven't watched them.
They're 8-1. They're 37 in KenPom. So, yes, they're good.
Yeah.
They're good.
I mean, I think that's a fair. I mean, if Darren Peterson if Bill Self comes out right today and says Darren Peterson will play on Sunday, we can see it move to like a 4 maybe, but I don't think it's going to get up to like 8 or 9. So,
what begs the question, how much is he worth to the team? You know, like how much does he move the needle?
I don't know. We haven't seen him play a full game yet.
The crazy part about that is like he does seem to fill this role that they need. So like it's such a perfect fit for what they need that I would think he does have at least that kind of impact, if not more, because you're taking everything we've seen, all the good things, the size, the defense, all this stuff, the athleticism, and then you're plopping in a guy who's probably scoring 18 or more a night. Like,
I think he is worth that, but I think that we haven't seen it be proven that. I think that the thought around KU circles and around, us that follows the team thinks that he is that, but I think that if he does it on Sunday, then I think going forward, it will be that kind of a swing if he plays or not. Paul, you watching the KU basketball this year?
I'll tell you what, I watched a bunch of it, believe it or not, out at the cabin in Colorado this last week or so, and it was a lot of fun. But I'll tell you, you're talking about a guy that still has to prove himself. And, that's the one thing. It's all on paper until he steps up and takes control of a basketball team, or at least alters the personality of a basketball team. Yes. And you do need to have this, happen on the floor at some point in order for you to fulfill your destiny with your basketball team. But I'm not sure this is it at this point. And to watch KU last week, I thought there were times when they were sluggish, where they were tentative, and they struggled at times to get things rolling. And I'll tell you what, this is a KU team that it's going to take some time. I guess I'm giving them the courtesy of not being too critical. It's going to take some time for this KU basketball team to get it all together, and let's just see where they end up in the Big 12.
We act like Darren Peterson hasn't proven anything. We've seen him twice. Against North Carolina in 28 minutes, he scored 22 points. Against Green Bay in 22 minutes, he scored 21 points. So what we have seen is that if you stretch that out over him playing a full game, it will cure a lot of what's ailed. I mean,
it'd be so cool if he just puts 40 on Mizzou in a border war.
That's what I'm saying. Like, everything I see in this, and I'm looking because I don't want to just look in KU place. I'm looking across. Like every scout, every person that follows it deeply, everybody.
I mean, national writers still have him as the number 1 overall pick, and he hasn't played a full game yet. Like that's how big of a deal.
And it's not close. And we're looking at a really gifted freshman class, right? Yeah. Like there's like no debate in this class full of players who look like they're really good. There's no debate. So this is why I keep going back to don't screw this up. Don't put him on the court until he is 100% ready to play a full workload with no reservation, whether that's against Mizzou or not. I don't really care because I envision the glimpses of what we've seen from him in 2 games versus what we've seen from the rest of the team. And I think it's a team that has some real legs underneath it to do something special. All right, K-State will get Seton Hall. Seton Hall is pretty good. Seton Hall, I believe, I'm going to double check this real quick, but I believe Seton Hall is they're 65 right now in KenPom, and Kansas State is 75. So this is a equivalent as far as being a good test for K-State. This is a good one for them. I don't know what in the world is going wrong with them, TJ. It surprises me. It's been, to me, the most surprising thing about the college basketball season is how bad they've looked over the last 3 games or so. I hope they can turn it around. This is not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. Are they underdogs? Have we seen a line on that game? I don't know.
We haven't seen a line. I'd be stunned if they're underdogs at home, but we haven't seen a line yet.
It's true. Vegas does love Bramlage Coliseum more than it probably should.
Vegas loves home college basketball games.
But it's going to be the Klein game. It might be sold out. Like that's something I said yesterday. It's shaping up. It's shaping up for them to beat Seton Hall in front of a sold out arena, so that Jerome Tang can say, "Look what happens when you come," and it would be that kind of situation.
Right. If Tang, we got to have a conversation next week if Tang goes down that road. After what we've seen from this team recently, he seems a little more appropriately, Paul, aimed at his anger going toward the team versus the fans, for showing up on a Tuesday night at 6:00. K-State's got to get it bounced back.
Well, they do. And I guess the question is this team as talented as we've seen in the past? I'm not sure that that's the point. It may be. I haven't watched them. I haven't been able to see them enough to really get a full grasp of how this team really is. But I get the impression, at least from, looking at articles and trying to figure out.
I think they're more talented. I'll just tell you. I think they're more talented than they have been in the last couple of years.
Okay.
They haven't playing very good.
Well, that's part of the problem. But I don't know. There's a lot of questions to be answered about K-State. I think there's more questions about K-State in the long run than in RKU right now. I think
for sure. Yeah, there's no question about that. Even if Peterson never played a game, there'd be more questions, I think, TJ. Maybe that's unfair, but I think K-State is a total unknown for us right now.
Yeah, I saw. It was one of the K-State fan accounts put something out that's pretty funny, and it was after the Kansas City tournament, and it was like, here's the list of players that will be legit contenders in Big 12 play and play meaningful minutes, and it was like Haggerty, Abdi, Castillo, like 5 guys, and then after the game on Monday, it said update. Nobody on the team, literally 0. We're questioning everything after what we saw. PJ Haggerty got in foul trouble. He didn't play quite like PJ Haggerty plays in the Bowling Green loss. It still may have not made a difference because of the way that everybody else looked in that game. So it depends. I mean, we've joked multiple times that they might need to score 100 and Haggerty might need to score 30 if they want to win games, but it's kind of true.
And for a little while that was okay because they were. Right? It was okay, he was leading the country in scoring. He probably still is. But, that was okay, well, that formula, that's the formula. They got to score a ton of points. They just have not, it's an effort thing lately, which doesn't make any sense. Northern Iowa, Wichita State's our other one on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Northern Iowa and Wichita State pretty much right next to each other in the Kim Pom. This should be, a great opportunity for the Shockers.
Quad one.
On the road. Go finish the job. They get so close often.
The thing is, it's not finishing the job. Just go start the job better.
Well, yeah,
because they've been finishing the job, but it doesn't matter because they get punched in the face so hard in the first 10 minutes. So it depends. And I imagine that Paul Mills is drilling that into him this week in practice of saying, just get out to an early lead.
If we don't put ourselves in a 16-point first half hole,
if I had to guess, and he's done this before, Paul Mills may go full offensive coordinator mode, which he's done whenever they struggled, and he schemes up. He's like, we're going to, he calls it Xbox control. I can't remember what he calls it. Something about an Xbox controller where he's playing the game basically. And he's like, we're going to come out. We're going to run this set the first touch. Second set, we'll come down. We'll do this. He may be actually doing something like that just to make sure that they can come out and get to a strong start and get some points on the board. Because that's been their bane.
Bless America, Paul. It feels like they're right there.
It's called coaching. And DJ, if you're onto something like that, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a young basketball team that's still trying to figure out what they're doing, and to come out and be schemed. We call it schemed. You scheme the first 10 minutes. You scheme the first 4 or 5 possessions that you have, and that's what you do. And sometimes for young teams that need to, figure out who they are, where they are, who they're playing with, who their teammates are, who their coaches are, sometimes it means you've got to scheme things until you get to the point where they're flowing. So I like your thought process on that. And Coach Mills has done this before, and I got a feeling that's what he's going to do, because this is what this team needs. It needs a little bit of discipline. It needs a little bit of foot in the rear end, just to make sure that everybody's doing what they need to do, but you're giving them guidance. I like that thought, and I would not be surprised to see somewhat of a team that is structured through the first 8 to 12 minutes of this basketball game.
They need a win to hang their hat on, and this could be that. Programming note, just got it right here on KFH. You will be able to hear that K-State Colin Klein introductory news conference. So that'll be at 4 o'clock, and we'll have it. So that'll be fun to be able to listen to it. TJ will be there, of course, for 12 News and all that special. Paul, before we let you go, you know how much Colin Klein means to this fan base. How special potentially is this hire for K-State?
Well, this is a big one. This is one of those up and comer types that you think about. And by the way, if he didn't go back to K-State, you would have seen him in the Big Ten. You would have seen him in the SEC. You probably would have seen him in at least in the Big 12 where he is right now. This is one of those guys. He has star written all over him. I mean, you just understand. If you're in these kind of circles, you understand that this is where this kid is. And look at the job he's done for Texas A&M this year. I mean, that is a good football team. They're a contender for a national championship. And by the way, I respect the fact that he's sticking with the guys that got him to this position at Texas A&M. He doesn't have to come over there and start immediately. He's doing the right thing in my mind. That's the honorable and the right thing to do is to coach this Texas A&M team through its tournament. I hate Texas A&M. I'll just say that.
I know you do.
I hate Texas.
And good for them for letting him do it, and
That's
good
right.
for K-State for letting.
And they're doing the right thing, and that's the right thing to do for a bunch of young men that played hard for you all season. That's what you do. You see these young men through the course of the possibility of winning a national championship.
TJ, I'm going to put you on the spot here because I know you're going to be digging into this potentially later today. Is Avery Johnson going to be a Wildcat next year?
I think so, but I don't know.
So
but I think so. If you want me to speculate, I think so. If it wasn't Colin Klein,
Paul?
it's a question.
Oh, I think if Colin Klein was out, then no, but I think he'll stay with Colin Klein. I do. I'm with you. It'll be fun. We'll have all the coverage today here on KFH, on the news, on 12 News. Man, what a fun day for K-State fans. Such a strange sequence of events. I can't get over it. We'll come back. We'll tell you all the things that you can hear with us here this weekend. A little more Sports Daily coming your way.